Hi there guys, you join me in a mean green Fiesta ST3 with the owner here. Thank you so much for coming down all this way. Yeah, basically quite a casual kind of chat about this car. You know, I love them. You've probably seen them on the channel so much, this being an 8.5 facelift. We'll take a right here. Yeah, we're just going to kind of talk about it and see how it goes. So thank you for coming on the channel, man.
That's okay, mate, not a problem.
How are you finding the car on these early days?
Well, picked up Monday, today's now Sunday.
Yeah.
I've driven 763 miles as we speak, and mate, it's been an absolute, so much fun to drive. I sort of tried to give it 200 miles before I did anything with it, just to leave it. There's nothing from Ford to say, yeah, you need to like run it in or anything, but I just wanted to be safe about it. After 200 miles, I've been trying out absolutely everything, sport, eco mode, all that kind of stuff, because I think it's not just the sport mode that's really important as well.
Right here.
It's the eco mode as well, because you can, in sport you go really quickly and you don't get great fuel mileage. You put in eco, you don't go, so you can get around about 70 and the car will just be absolutely amazing on fuel.
So in eco, is that the only mode where it would do the cylinder deactivation, do you know? Or is it?
From what I can feel, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can feel it on the throttle pedal. So when you're driving along and you're in eco, if you put the throttle, if you try and put a bit of power down, the car sort of judders and you can feel it through the throttle pedal.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the only time I can feel eco mode and the cylinder deactivation. Normal mode, yep, great. Sport mode, I mean, that's absolutely amazing.
Well, we heard the pops and bangs,
yeah,
which I'll put on.
The throttle response is absolutely amazing on sport mode.
Okay, so in eco, is it sort of like a left?
Yeah, it really is dampened down.
So that's something that they didn't do on the Mark 7.
They didn't do an eco mode. No.
They literally had, it was basically you had it full on or nothing. You had no other options. But yeah, to have like a much sharper throttle is miles better. And obviously this being ST3, you got the quaif diff as well at the front.
Yeah, you can feel that, mate. I think it's a throttle on diff. So when you put your foot down on the throttle, you feel it drag you around the corner, but it's not going to help you if you come straight off the throttle. So if you're going in a corner and you're going in too quickly, you can't brake. You got to floor it and go around it and go for it. So yeah, I've had some fun in this car.
Yeah, I can imagine, because it's still a light car for, I know they still have to add more safety. We'll go straight on here.
Yeah, no worries.
They still have to add safety stuff and OPFs, you know, it just adds the weight, because I think these weigh a little bit more than the previous, like the
I think they're 1200 kg, so 1.2 tons. Which
is still fine. Yeah, everything is nearing 2 tons now.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love the gearbox. Well, obviously I've driven this car quite a few times as well. Yeah, it's so great. 6-speed, nice and simple, manual handbrake.
Yeah, the gearing's freaking amazing on it. So
it's nice and short, isn't it?
Yeah, the short shift is really good, but the gearing itself. So like when you're doing 70, I think you're doing 2.5 revs, and that's perfect for this car.
That's good.
Because this car will, it'll be really good in fuel economy about 70, but at the same time, if I've tried it before, so I was doing 70 on the motorway, and you put your foot down, and mate, it just goes. it just goes. It doesn't slow down.
I mean, that's one thing that I'd probably need to know. When I had my previous 7.5 in 6th, I felt like on the motorway at say 65 or 70, you'd want to be dropping down to like 5th or 4th to get it moving. But in this, would you say it's got the torque?
Oh, it's enough. Yeah, you put your foot down in any gear. As long as it's above about 2,000 revs, you feel it go. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm really surprised at the sound. Like, I knew the exhaust sounded good. It was only there when you were just sort of showing me. I was like, wow, the bangs.
Yeah, it's got to be warm for it to pop and bang though.
Yeah. Okay, so on cold, would it just do like a little bit of a burble and then?
Yeah, sort of. Like, so
like
I don't know if the camera will pick it up. But if you have it normal, it's quieter than when you would have it in sport.
Okay.
So when you put it in sport, when I put it in sport back there, it would change the tone of the exhaust, but it wouldn't pop and bang until the car's warm enough. I
heard the valves change as I was recording it before, which again is nice.
Yeah.
Because you can literally have this in eco and just be like, just cruise.
Like I said, I did a 200 round mile journey yesterday, and I got about 43 miles to the gallon.
So, are you 41 average over the 766?
No. So
okay.
I haven't got anything over the 766. The closest thing I've got is this when my insurance first started. So I keep track of the miles. So my average at the moment over 500 miles from when the insurance started was 36 miles per gallon.
That's really good. Bear in mind this engine is very new.
Yeah.
And it's a fun car you want to enjoy. And this is what it annoys me about electric, because I just feel how much manufacturers had left in them to make petrol cars efficient and still fun. You know?
Yeah, like I feel like over the last couple, you think when cars first started,
yeah,
like back in, I don't know, 1910s or whatever,
yeah.
and over the last few years, I think they've made huge leaps and bounds with fuel economy and then balancing it with power. I think this car is great in between, because it's got 200 horsepower when you want it, but at the same time you could put it in eco, drive it around, and you can get great fuel mileage. And to be honest with you, I was worried that when I got my old car, which had 17-inch rims, I was worried that when I got the 18-inch, it's going to be unbearably uncomfortable and it could be bouncing around.
We'll take everything. A left here because there's a nicer road.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I'm feeling okay comfort-wise. I'm not feeling it's quite a tight one. I'm feeling. I'm not seeing any difference between the 17s, because the ST2 that I tried had 17s.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing with the 18s it's slightly wider wheels, I'm guessing as well.
No, not wider. No,
it's the same width.
It's still 205 tyres.
That's interesting. Just literally lower, even more lower profile.
Yeah, but the lower profile, I don't know whether it aids it or not. I don't know. It just looks good. I know that.
It will make it certainly on the handling side. I reckon it'll improve it. I don't find. I mean, I have quite a high tolerance on cars, and you're probably the same. I don't find it uncomfortable.
No, I think. Do you know what? At the same time, I think it's through the seats.
Left.
I think the seats really are helping with the comfort of the car.
I mean, you can hopefully people can see on the camera. These seats are awesome. They're so good. Like.
Take it all the way to the red line, mate.
It's so good. Because they really hug you in, but they're not like clawing you in. Like you're not like losing blood circulation to your legs.
No,
like
and I can guarantee that after doing the journey yesterday, like you got out, your legs weren't numb, nothing like that. It was really comfortable.
Shoulder support.
Yeah, I think it's the way that your shoulders fit over the top of your torso bolsters as well. Like it's just so comfortable, and they don't feel like they're squishing you. And these things are 14-way adjustable. I didn't even know.
14-way.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that. So on your side, you should have like up, down. You should have bolster control as well. It's got bolstering in it, and you've obviously got the bits like here that move forward and backwards for your legs. That's BMW stuff, I think. And it's also got ones where the base tilts up and down at the side.
So you literally have got like unlimited.
Yeah, you've got so many. Like, if a person can't find any way of being comfortable in this car, it ain't for you.
Yeah, it's just simply not the car. There's nothing wrong with these seats. Because I was saying it on the previous video I did. You look at the seats; they barely fit in the car. Like they're really sort of like squeeze these in.
I think that's because you'll find these in most of the STs now.
Is this like, would this be in the Focus?
I guarantee you it will be. I don't know if you've seen any of the Focuses online, but I think
I've driven the facelift model, but the newer model of the Focus.
Yeah, the Mark IV.
Yeah, the Mark IV, and that felt great. The seats felt. To be honest, these feel. They're definitely better than the previous gen, and they're definitely better than the Mark 8s. It's like, it's so worth it for this facelift. Yeah, I'm just smiling. And I don't know about you, and I'll stop narrowing on too much, but 3 doors, you get so much more light and air for the front 2 passengers.
I think the 3 doors are absolutely amazing. So you look through the window, it helps you with your blind spots as well. If you need to look over your shoulder, like with my old 5 door, I was checking through. I was trying to look through the B pillar and stuff like that.
Doors,
it's a strange feeling. But now I've got the 3 door. The only issue is obviously it swings open wider, so you have to get out. But at the same time, it's not an issue. It's one of those things. It's only ever me that really gets in the car.
Well, that's what I was always like. Generally, it's only you or maybe one other person. Yeah. And if you do have a full load of people, you generally wouldn't be on a massive long journey anyway. I'm always an advocate for 3 doors, which is why I'm gutted they're not making any more.
No, they've completely got rid of them.
And just in general, every car is just not doing 3 doors. I just think hot hatches is like. That's the default. Like, I wouldn't even think about
this will be probably one of the last only 3-doors in the country, 100% for the Fiesta ST, and I don't think there'll be many more. You think Hyundai's probably got a really close rival in the i20N.
And that's 5-door.
That's 5-door.
Yeah.
And the Polo GTI, which isn't really. Thing is, it's not really a rival. That's more for comfort and like just a little drive around.
So
in my opinion,
I'm lucky. I've driven the i20N quite recently, and I drove the Polo GTI quite like 2 weeks ago. That's the newer model as well. And yeah, those the Polo is more for comfort and for chilling out, and it's DSG as well, so it's less.
Yeah, you can't get a manual. It's boring.
I mean, the guy had a Miltech exhaust in it, so it sounded okay.
Oh, fair enough.
And yeah, it was fast, and it was the usual. It didn't feel like you were going fast, but it was going fast. Whereas this, you might not be going massively fast, but it feels like it.
Yeah.
And it does shift at the same time. i20N was loads of fun, but it's a really tiny car, like really small. I'd almost say it's smaller than a Fiesta.
Oh really?
Yeah, like because it's 5-door as well. You're just like, yeah, it's a bit tight. They're not that much difference in money to the STs, and personally, for me, probably seen from my channel anyway, being a massive Fast Ford fan, I'm more for like the community, for the people. You can do a few Fast Ford meets, and obviously the history of Ford just goes back donkey's years.
I mean, what, the Mark 8 Fiesta, this is just like, it's been out for ages. There's so much history to this car.
There's so much, and unfortunately Hyundai haven't got that. It's as simple as that, and they're not going to be able to have the time to build it up, because
soon enough it'll be all electric.
Yeah, it's going to be all electric. I mean, like, yeah, you've got like a Mark 5 ST there, everyone has them. Yeah, I just have, and the colour, man, no idea if it will come up properly on camera, but it looked like it did. Pops. I mean, we've got such a gorgeous day. I'm so glad the sun came out for us. I was like, it's great all morning. But it's great, and I think comfort-wise, it's the passenger that feels if it's firm or comfortable or not, if that makes sense.
Yes,
and I feel like it's fine. If we'll spin it back at this roundabout.
No worries.
Oh man, I'm just like, oh, see, there's the unhappy face of the free facelift.
Yeah, that's the one I had, the ST line, but that one was like a van sort of.
So how did you? Because I've driven the oh nice, I've driven the ST line as well. So did you have the 140?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you find it then? Because I found it. I know it was 6 gears. I felt like it probably could have used a bit more power.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like when I first got it, that was my second car. When I first, my first car was a Clio. It was quite nicely kitted out, but it only had a 1.2 engine, so it's 75 horsepower. So it was just,
so
you really had to rev that out to be able to get some power out of it. Then I had the ST line. I mean, that was a big step up because that was turbo and 140. And when I first had it, I thought, wow, this is quick. Yeah. But then obviously gradually it's like, do you know what? It's not massively quick. It's really good though, because I feel like it's
agile, isn't it?
Yeah. It's another good balance. The handling on it is absolutely amazing, and the setup for it is really good as well, because it's obviously 1 litre and it's really good on fuel. So it's good on fuel economy. But then again, it's like this: if you want to rev it, it will still go somewhere. Just obviously not as quick as this.
Yeah, and I think a lot down to like the curb weight. I think these cars are still so, you know, not getting sucked into really heaviness. No electric or hybrid or anything like that. But no, you've done it in the right way, because you've gone 75 brake, 140 brake, and now 200.
I'll never go down.
I did exactly the same. So my first car was 75. I then went to like 80. What did I go? Oh yeah, then I hopped, to be fair, to 200 to the ST, and then we've got Golf R now for 300. So it's definitely like, yeah, that's the way to do it. I think if you jump straight to say if you got a Focus RS, let's say, I think you wouldn't appreciate a car like this as much. Oh
yeah, no, this car is absolutely amazing. Just the handling and the way it delivers the power, and just I think the word's versatility of it, where you could either just drag it out and have a lot of fun down a B road, or you can just take it easy. And if you're going on a motorway trip, it will do motorway journeys. That's the thing. It will do really long motorway journeys. Like you'll get.
Great.
I think if I had the fuel economy I did yesterday, all the time, you get 400 miles out of the tank,
really
which I don't. And it's a 45 litre tank, I think.
Yeah.
So you will get really good distance out of it.
Yeah, exactly. 400 miles, you don't need any more anymore. Yeah, right, we're back. GoPro got too hot because it's such a hot day. You're talking about the springs.
Yeah, so on the rear springs, they're wound at separate directions.
Okay.
So they push against when the car goes sideways down a road.
Take a right here.
Yeah, when you're taking a turn down a road, the springs will push out against the force of the wheel, trying to like move inwards, if that makes sense. Yeah. So basically, it keeps the rear wheels in check and will allow the car to have this extreme amount of grip at the rear. Like I haven't lost the rear yet, honestly. Like you're going around in the corner maybe a little bit too quickly. I have not lost the rear. The rear is just good, and the front holds itself as well.
Yeah, and I really like the Michelin Pilot Sport 4 as a tyre.
Oh, I think they're absolutely amazing.
Does everything. They're really good in the wet as well, and you can still have fun with them like this. But right, what are the negatives about this car? If you had to think of stuff for the viewer.
We were talking about in the video, the one touch. I think that there's nothing about the car because it's an opinion thing.
Yes.
Like the car itself for me is absolutely amazing. I think it's a great balance. But the main thing is that they had to cut out on chips when they were making the car. So they decided to cut out the electric folding mirrors which you had on the old Fiesta, on the Mark 8, and also they've now not got one touch for the driver up or passenger up or down. You've only got one touch for the drivers down, and yeah, that's the one thing that annoyed me when I first got it. I was like, I didn't know that.
It's particularly with a ST3, you would want it to have, but if that's your only negative, it's not.
Yeah, I mean everything else is the same as the Fiesta. They've just made so many improvements. I mean the dash is just absolutely amazing. The grille, the lights, they've changed. The wheels they've changed. I think the wheels look 10 times better than the actual diamond cut ones, in my opinion. I don't know. It's just makes the wheels look bigger because you haven't got that line going around the edge of the diamond cut.
Yeah, no, it's they've done so many little things, but it's made a huge difference. I think anyone who can get hold of a facelift, and I'm not going to be biased. I'll just be honest. If I was looking for a car in this category, it would be the Fiesta ST. Me, personally, I just think it has that whole round balance.
It's just the king of hot hatches, like little hot hatches. You don't get anything better than a Fiesta ST if you just want to go out and have a little bit of fun while driving.
Exactly. I mean, the thing that makes me sad is it seems like Ford are going in a different direction. It doesn't feel like to me they're interested in performance or anything. They're just not. Yeah, they're just not. We've got a nice tunnel actually on the national speed limit, so it might make a bang maybe.
I'll try and clutch it down and see if we can make a noise
if it does it. But, yeah, we'll wind it down. How it comes up as it does. You just end up hearing wind noise and stuff. It shifts though, and it's a lot more stable in its power delivery than the previous gen. Not the pre-facelift, but the previous gen.
Like the Mark 7.
Yeah, the Mark 7s. That's what's always in my mind. It's like they've made this car. It's still, it's still sometimes like follow cam on the road, and it's still a twitchy car. But that's what you get.
I think the main thing that helps with that is obviously the diff. The diff really keeps in check. I know that the standard Mark 7 ST
is open diff,
and the torque vectoring braking to help it go around corners. It's a good car, but the problem was that because it didn't have the diff, they had to make it stiff to be able to handle, and that obviously compromised on ride quality and stuff like that.
Very stiff.
So yeah, but with the diff, they would make this more comfortable, but you can use the diff to be able to go around corners better. And like, where have you ever heard of a car company putting a diff in a front wheel drive car? Standard.
I know, yeah.
Well,
that's
standard-ish.
And does this have launch control as standard?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
because then you get the proper bangs.
I've tried it twice.
Oh, is it good?
And first time it was like, no, that was terrible. Second time was much better. It launched it better than I probably ever could.
Gotcha. So is it a case of you'll be in first? Can you flat shift into second? So can you be fully on the gas?
Yeah, you can flat shift, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it in second. I've done it in third and fourth. Okay. From second, but I would never do it in second because the car would just take such a pounding.
The clutch will get hit.
Yeah.
Hit completely. So really, we can't really think of bad points. I guess if your tolerance isn't for, you know, it is a firmer car, but then if you're looking at a car in this category, they're all firm. If you want something really refined, go for a Polo GTI.
Yeah.
But then part of me kind of thinks,
what's the point?
Yeah, part of me is literally like, if you're gonna do it, you know, don't try and like second guess what a car wants to be. You know, if a car wants to be refined, like, kind of might as well get a normal Polo or whatever. But this is like, oh no, we got it.
I think there is points on the rev gauge where I think it's about 3,000. If you kick with 3,000, it will just pop.
I found that on cars before as well. Yeah, like if you rev it out too much, it doesn't bother.
No.
So you actually.
That's what I'm saying, because it's an artificial pop. It's a shame it's artificial, but it's still very cool to have.
Well, it's still real. It's still real to like your ears and stuff. It's not like you know, not like pumped through the speakers or anything. That's really making it.
No, you can hear it out of the back. Yeah, that's actually coming out of the exhaust itself, which I think is absolutely amazing.
And I'm sold on the 3-door looks. That's obviously always going to be personal preference. But to be honest with you, if you want a 3-door version of this, you probably can't get one.
Nope, you can't.
So there's no point of us talking about that.
That.
Unless you find one on the second-hand market, we'll take a we'll take a yeah, unless you get one on the second-hand market. Yeah, you can't. I mean, I'd probably say go for the pre-facelift then, because there'll be a lot more 3-doors around. Wow, that's got a lot of black smoke, that Merc.
Yeah. Dirty old diesel.
Yeah, now that's what's killing the freaking planet. Not three-cylinder petrols, which you could probably get 50 mpg out of if you cruise. Yeah, I just love them. I'm just gutted that car manufacturers have kind of been suckered into.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't think it's car manufacturers, to be honest with you. It's more people.
Politics.
It's a supply and demand. If all the customers are buying 5-doors, Ford ain't going to bother making 3-doors, and that's not Ford's fault. That's the customer's fault, because most people want like an ST line or like a sporty-looking car that doesn't necessarily have the same performance as like an actual sports car, actual performance car, and they will happily buy 5-door cars. And people want ST line 5-doors, and that's what's killed the 3-door in this version, because it still uses the same chassis and stuff like that. It's obviously just there's loads of things that change: steering rack, engine, gearbox, rear springs, the dash, all this kind of stuff. It's all changed. But the body still stays the same.
It's a really special car, and we're just not gonna have them.
Nah.
It's gonna be really, really sad. I don't know, I've always loved hot hatches, even when I was early 20s to now. I'm like, I'd still always want one. Reversing camera is really good.
Yeah, reversing camera is so clear.
And you look at the space, you know, we're not like small, we're, you know, relatively, you know, tall and all that kind of stuff. It's spacious in here, you know, you're not feeling like you're on top of the other person. So I don't know what more you'd want in the car. And I can only recommend it. I guess you can only recommend
it. If you're going to buy a car, buy a Fiesta ST.
Yeah, I love it. Mean green as well. That was one thing. So that's that is an option, isn't it? Is that the most expensive?
Yeah. The reason I also picked the paint was because there were 6 colours that they did. They did red, white, black, magnetic grey, which I thought looked alright.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Boundless blue, which I
haven't seen any boundless blue.
No, me neither. I've seen boundless blue Fiestas, not STs, and they are not what you want. They're like a girly colour.
Okay.
Like baby, like it's a little bit lighter than the ST edition.
Okay, I love the ST. That's
yes,
a good
exactly.
balance.
I love that. I hate the boundless blue one. And then obviously the green. Green's a premium colour, most expensive, and so it's the only one you can get. You can't get it on a normal Fiesta. You can only get an ST. So you see it coming down the road, it's like, that's an ST.
And that's one thing I would say. If you're going to get a car like an ST or whatever performance car, get a colour which is unique for that car.
Oh, 100%.
So you get the because you could still get the performance blue, can't you?
Not on this.
No, you can't.
No.
Really?
That's what I was saying. So when I ordered the car, it was before this even came out, and the colour I chose was the performance blue for that exact reason, that it was the premium colour that you could only get on that car. But then as soon as they changed the car, but for some reason they got rid of it. I thought it was a lovely colour, but they got rid of it and they changed it out for this one.
Okay, I thought that, yeah, they could have just done both. That's weird. Okay, that's fine. I mean, yeah, if it doesn't, I mean, I think it does come up okay on camera, but if it doesn't, it looks amazing.
It looks sick.
Like, it's as unique as you're ever gonna get. Like, yeah, it's a great colour and a great car. Yeah, I know it's not the same, but you basically, the owner's got mood lighting and stuff like that from the lights, but that's just like little mods you can do, can't you?
Oh mate, it's so, like, if anyone comes up with something that is a mod, like, it's infinite, the amount of mods you can do.
It is literally, I'll take the camera out and I'll show the viewer.
The colours on it, it's completely
awesome.
like infinite.
And are those mats standard?
No, these are full performance.
So what
you can buy them off Ford's website.
Because I thought they looked really good, and they feel really good, feel really premium.
They look 10 times better than the ones that were already in here, that's for sure, like a standard. Like the ones that were in here weren't bad. They were like cotton black with red trim around the edge of it. But I've looked at these and I'm like, they've got full performance on them, they look sick, so I'll do that. And yeah.
So were the mats similar to ones in the rear?
Yeah, the rear ones. I haven't got the rear ones yet
because they look like just like an ST line.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. They're like the ones out of my old car. So
you want something different.
Yeah,
a little stitch in here. Yeah, let's end it there. But no, thank you so much. And yeah, recommended Fiesta 8.5.
Recommended Fiesta you can't get.
That you can't get unless you check on Auto Trader. Choose 3-door from 2022 and see if it's a facelift, or go for a 5-door. Nothing wrong with a 5-door at the end of the day, but personally for me and probably the owner as well, hot hatches, 3 doors, manual as well. They're kind of all dying. But no, thanks so much, and yeah, recommended. What a car.